Good morning, everyone. Let's go ahead and get things started. Hope everybody's had a good couple of days. Apologies for no stream yesterday, like I said there would be. Unfortunately, life had other plans for me. But having that extra day did give me a chance to get a couple of things done. So, let me log into the game really quick, and we can show off just exactly what I've accomplished in the time that I was away. Again, for anybody who's new to the chat, welcome to the stream. My name is Psycho Max. I am an 11-year veteran of Warframe. I've been playing this game for almost since it was released. I have nearly 10,000 hours in the game, probably over 10,000 hours, but at least on Steam, I'm approaching the 10,000 hours, but I've also played on other consoles that don't keep track of that kind of thing. And this is a new account that I have made to try and do a 100% walkthrough of the game, covering every tiny aspect of everything. Let me go ahead and switch screens here so you guys can see what's going on. Every tiny aspect of the game from the perspective of a new player so that you guys can see with your own eyes how Warframe progression works and how the systems in the game function. And hopefully I'm doing an okay job with it and you guys aren't getting too overwhelmed, because the game does have a lot of systems that can be overwhelming, but they release them gradually, and so I was hoping that by maybe doing this, maybe it will help new players kind of figure out how to play the game and maybe want to stick around. Because a lot of people, they get in, they do the first quest of the game, and then they just leave. So that's the goal of this playthrough. Now, I'm doing most of your primary progression stuff during the Let's Play, but when I'm offline, I am doing some resource farming and whatnot for things like prime relics, basic component resources. I'm buying blueprints for new weapons and getting them built, things of that nature, things that you as a new player should also be doing. And then when I go live, we focus on progressing our star chart, opening that up, getting specific mods that are really important to our builds, and completing quests, and just overall generally kind of slowly making our way to endgame. That is the goal of this walkthrough. And again, I'll apologize in advance. Unfortunately, I have an issue with allergies, and it causes me to, unfortunately, cough an awful lot while I am talking excessively, which I do all the time in these streams. So I do have a microphone that I can mute at a moment's notice, and I will do my very best to do that anytime I feel a cough coming on, but sometimes I forget, or I will mute the thing and then accidentally press it again and cough just as it turns back on. And for those moments, I do sincerely apologize. I know how annoying that can be. I will try to keep it to a minimum, and I will further apologize whenever it happens. But this is just a preemptive. If I make a bunch of rude, loud noises, I'm sorry. It's not my intent to annoy people. Alright, so in the last episode, we met a couple of new friends and spent some time running through their dojos, which took up a good amount of time. And then from there, we opened up the last of our missions on Mercury, as well as on Earth. So Mercury is finished, and our main focus of the last stream was opening these missions here, which are called Nightmare missions, that are the same thing as the regular mission node. Like if I pop this one up, you'll see it says mobile defense, but the enemy level is slightly higher, and it's got an extra attachment to it as well. And early game, I honestly would suggest that once you have these open, you run them kind of as often as you can, because they drop special mods called Nightmare mods. It's entirely RNG, but you get one every time you complete a Nightmare mission, and some of them are incredibly strong and very much worth farming. So we're going to be doing some of those today as well. The other thing you should be doing constantly is every day you should be going into your open worlds and farming your faction reputation and getting your maximum daily standing and working to get those up to their maximum rank so that you can get the rewards. Uh, yeah, I think that's about where I am. So yeah, we have finished Mercury, Venus, and Earth, gotten them all nice and unlocked, and we have all of their nightmare missions, and we did that because of the Nightwave, which again is Warframe's battle
Now, just
pass,
in case
but
some
it's
of you
entirely
ain't doing
free.
all this out of the
As you can
kindness of
see, we
your
have a
hearts.
daily we gotta do today, so I gotta slap some cold damage on a weapon and do that. But the other things we need to do today are figure out how to find something to polarize, because I now have a fully built Forma, and we are going to be working to open up the planet of Mars so that we can get to a disruption mission and complete this one, which is complete 12 conduits of disruption.
You know
Not
it.
hard at all. Disruption missions are real simple and they're quite fun. And the very first disruption mission you have available is here on Mars, where we are in the star chart. So that's part of our goal today, is open up Mars, find the disruption mission. I'm also going to be doing my best to get over to Deimos, which, yes, we already have access to Deimos. For some reason, we did a mission somewhere that allowed us to kind of jump the line a bit, which does tend to happen. It's not uncommon, but I want to try and stick to the actual progression of the star chart. So we're gonna do Mars first, and then we'll make our way to Deimos, and then from there, our next stop will be up to Phobos. Apologies. I'm sorry. That's what I was talking about with the coughing. I apologize. But yeah, from there we'll be going up to Phobos and opening up everything on Phobos so that we can get to our first branch of the Void, specifically so that I can get to this mission here. This is a capture mission, and the reason why this capture mission is so important is because this capture mission, every time you capture the mission target, he drops a Lith Prime Relic. For anybody who's like, Lith relics, what are those? I have described them before. I highly recommend you go back and watch this walkthrough from the beginning. All of the parts of it you'll find over on my YouTube channel. They are linked in the description. And I highly encourage everybody, click the link, go over there, give me a subscribe, and watch all of it, because so far I've covered quite a bit. But just as a refresher, these are Void Relics. These are what you use to get your primed Warframes and weapons. You run missions with these equipped, and you've got a random chance to get one of these 6 items as a reward. The Void Relics are divided up into 4 different difficulties that are called eras, and the very first one is called Lith. And this is why this is so important. I have been adamantly trying to get my hands on a specific Prime Warframe since the last broadcast. If you didn't catch that, I ran a fissure mission, which is what they're called, the missions that you go and do to unlock your prime relics. They're called fissure missions. I ran a fissure mission, and I ran a relic that dropped the rarest part of a specific warframe. His name is Sevagoth. Sevagoth right now is one of my favorite warframes. And I do not have Sevagoth Prime on my main account. Again, this is my alt. I have a main, um, and I'm trying to farm just, again, the walkthrough, I'm trying to farm just regular stuff. I had no intentions of getting primes this early, but I ran this one relic, and for whatever reason, I chose to make it the highest rarity, which is called a Radiant Relic, using some Void Traces, which you farm from fissure missions. I had absolutely no expectation whatsoever of getting this part, which was the rare drop, the highest rarity. These things have like less than 1% chance to drop on a normal relic, and I think it's only like 5% chance on a radiant relic. It's really, really low. So I had no expectations of getting this whatsoever. I just did it because why the hell not? It was there, and whatever. And it drops. And I was really mad about it because I have been trying to get this part on my main account for a very long time now. Since Sevagoth dropped, I have been farming his parts over there. I have all but this part left of Sevagoth Prime, and it will not drop for me on my main account. So I nonchalantly put on the relic that it appears on my alt, and it drops. And why that's so frustrating is because according to Warframe terms of service, I am not allowed to trade items or platinum or anything between my two accounts if I want to keep them both in good standing. If they touch in any way, even by like 3 or 4 or 6 degrees of separation, it does not matter. If they touch in any way, I risk getting both of my accounts banned, meaning this part is stuck here. I can't do anything with it other than I can either A, turn it into a different kind of currency called ducats, which you use with the bi-weekly void trader that shows up. Again, I've talked about him before. I highly recommend you go back and watch the other VODs. Which that was completely out of the question for me because of how hard I've worked to get this part. So my only other option after getting this part, if I'm not turning into ducats, is to farm the rest of Sevagoth Prime and get him built. So, and the reason why I'm that is the reason why it's so important to me to try and get to that one mission in the void, is because two of his parts, which I've already got another one, and it was one of those, they drop on Lith relics, and the best Lith relic farm in the game is that mission on void. So we're gonna try and get over there today. But in the meantime, we've got a few quests to do. We're going to run some nightmare missions and try not to skip a bunch of stuff just in favor of getting over there. Apologies, that was a bad one. So yeah, that is the goal today, is to get over to the Void. But again, I'm going to go through Mars first. We're going to do some stuff on Deimos, hopefully, because I also would like to get to the Heart of Deimos quest, which opens up the next open world. And then, of course, we have to go through Phobos to get to the Void, and I don't want to skip anything there either. I don't want to just kind of rush my way through. If I did, I could be there in less than an hour, honestly. I'm really sorry about this. It's always the worst right as I start the stream, when I'm trying to explain everything that's going on. And it's very, very frustrating. And it's all related to allergy season. I have really, really bad seasonal allergies. I take allergy medicine for it, but it doesn't do everything. It just kind of mitigates the worst of the symptoms, like runny nose, itchy eyes, things like that. But it doesn't do anything for the mucus running down the back of my throat, which is what's causing me to cough so much. So, I apologize. Alright, now let's talk about what I accomplished yesterday while I was off stream, um, waiting to be able to go live, and unfortunately not being able to make it. So, you can see here in my in progress menu, we're going to go there. I have managed to finish farming all of the parts for Kome. She is done. I finished farming all of the things that you can get from Vor on Mercury. So we have his Cronus Blade, and we have his Seer Pistol. We will be claiming those and using them, getting the mastery for them. I was also able to finish the last pieces for Kome's signature weapons, the Higasa and the Amanata. Now these I still need to claim, and the weapons themselves still need to be built, but we are now officially at that point. I can go ahead and claim those, and then if we switch to ready to build, they should both be over here, and you can see I have everything to get them started. So we're going to go ahead and hit start. Wait, what happened? Not enough credits. Ah, I see. So I still have all of the resources. I need to go get a few credits. That is not hard at all. In fact, we can go do a quick mission, a dark sector mission, which will give me a chance to hopefully get another Lith Void Relic, but in addition, it'll give us some really, really good credits. So we'll go run Koba defense. If you're new to the game and wondering how the hell to get credits, these specific missions, I don't know if you saw or not, but that mission node had a very unique symbol on it. It's called a dark sector mission. These missions are probably your best early game credit farms.
The enemy is at our doorstep. You must defend our equipment until reinforcements arrive.
Use our Rhino Warframe, which we started playing with last stream. Turn on our Iron Skin, which makes us virtually invincible. I have done a little bit more with his build, and as you can see, I have switched from Taxon to start using Bomber, our Kubro, and he just gave me some more energy, which is wonderful. And that's what I love about this little guy, is he just loves to dig things up out of the earth and give me all the goodies I could ever need. There he goes again.
Keep fighting,
he does it a lot. There's some more credits in Endo. But when enemies are near, he's a really good attack dog, too. And for anybody wondering about his name, yes, I named him after the fat dwarf from The Hobbit. Just to be funny. Alright, we're going to do this defense for 3 waves, because that's all it's going to take. And that's it. We are not farming this. I did this the other day after the Sevagoth debacle. I came in here, spent a lot of time in here trying to get Lith relics. Not doing that today. We're doing this one time, 3 waves, to get some bonus credits so we can start building the Amanata, and then we're leaving, and we're going to start doing some other stuff. Beginning with Nightmare missions, because I really want to get all the Nightmare mods. In fact, I haven't done this yet, and I really should. I need to go and make a list of all of the Nightmare mods that drop. And then once I make that list, then I go and farm the Nightmare missions. And every time I get a new mod, I take it off of the list until the list is no more. And we're going to do the same thing once we get to Deimos, and I can actually unlock Orokin vaults with dragon keys, which, don't worry, if I just said a bunch of stuff and you went, "Habana, what?" Don't worry. I will explain it in time. But I try to save the explanations of things until such time as we're actually able to go and do it, so I can just show you exactly what it is we're talking about. Because again, this is supposed to be a visual guide that hopefully makes it a lot easier to actually get started. And for people who've never played Warframe before, have no idea what it's about, they just have friends who have used a bunch of random terminology to talk about it, and you just kind of nod along going, "Uh-huh, yeah, sure, that's great, bro." But they're like, "You really should try it, you should play it." And you're like, "Alright, fine, I'll give it a shot." Well, that's what this tutorial is for. If you got in, you gave it a shot, and you're like, "I like this, but I have no idea what I'm doing." Well,
or continue fighting?
come watch my guide, and I will tell you what you can do.
The extraction
That
team
is
will
why
take
we
over
did
from
this.
here.
We've got
Time to evacuate.
15,000 credits. And that is pretty common for that mission. Now, mission credits 1650. That is that particular number is any credits that I picked up. So like when Bomber was digging in the dirt and he gave me credits, that's what mission credits is. And then the credit reward is what I got for just completing the mission. So that 13.5, that's standard. That's every time you do that mission, you'll get that same 13,000. And that is why that mission is so valuable. This is a thing we'll be working on today too. I'm waiting just a bit longer. New Loca is on its way up. Parent sequence is max. These you don't really have to pay attention to. I'm just checking on my progress. But these, once you put these are the syndicates. For anyone again who hasn't been here before, these are the syndicates. These guys are important because they drop very special mods that help increase your overall power with a Warframe. These are some of the best mods in the game. For some of them, and others are complete duds, but they're all really, really valuable and worthwhile. Like this one. This is probably one of the best mods ever. This is the one I was talking yesterday about going through a spy mission. And I mentioned that if you equip this specific mod on this Warframe, Ivara, it allows you to walk through laser grids, security scans, anything that might normally trigger an alarm. It does not do it for Ivara. She does not care. That mod is basically a staple on every single Ivara build. Alright. That unfortunately did not give me a Lith relic, but like I said, we weren't there for the relic. The relic was just kind of an afterthought of, well, maybe, hopefully I might get another one. The most important thing was the credits. Because now we have the credits. Should have the credits. It said I only needed 30,000, didn't it? Yeah. So why are you not in the ready to build menu? Oh, you are. I was not in the ready to build menu. That makes a lot of sense. Alright, let's go ahead and get that started. And those are going to be some incredibly powerful weapons when they are finally finished. Sadly, it doesn't look like they will be finished before the stream is out, because one takes 12 hours.
Sometimes
I have no intention of streaming for
nothing.
12 hours.
Nobody can learn.
And the other is 24. So this won't be ready until tomorrow. So hopefully I'll have a chance to stream tomorrow and we can claim those. Let's go look at our current arsenal really quick before I start claiming any other weapons that are built. Alright, yeah. Heat sword is done. All of our melee weapons are finished. So I'm going to go ahead and claim the Cronus. And then the Seer is a secondary, and we're not quite done with the Furus. So I will probably wait to claim the Seer. The Seer. I swear I can talk. I will wait and claim the Seer until I'm done with the Furus here. Still got the Mark 1 Furus and the Sicarus and the Lex that I can buy with credits. Plenty of pistols. And we will definitely be doing those before we start worrying about crafting weapons. But in the meantime, I'll be hopefully getting credits and buying weapon blueprints and such from the marketplace and just getting them in the foundry and getting the resources and probably crafting them and making them available, and then they'll just kind of sit there until I'm ready to level stuff up. I just said I was going to claim the Cronus. I'm jumping ahead of myself. Alright. In progress, weapons. So yeah, we'll leave the Seer here for now. I'm going to leave this here too until I can finally get Sevagoth Prime Blueprint, which is one of the things I want to get from those Lith relics. I'm having a dickens of a time, not so much getting the part, but rather getting the relics to farm the part. It's proving to be a bit of a challenge. Now, I want to see, how does the Cronus compare to the Heat Sword? So it's got the same crit damage, but it's got slightly higher critical chance. Although the Jaw Sword is even higher than the Cronus. And that's why I still have that, because I think once these are all done, I might switch to that. Or we'll probably go back to the Fragor, because it's got the highest of all of them. But for now, we'll keep this. It's got overall less damage, which is unfortunate. So yeah, but this is the sword that if you do the fight with Captain Vor on Mercury, he's wielding this sword, and then once you kill him, you have a chance for his blueprint to drop. And it's a pretty high chance, too. I think in the time that I spent farming the parts for his gun, the Seer, I got like 4 of these to drop. So it's pretty common. We'll go ahead and do that. And let's look at some of the skins that you can get for a single-handed sword. Some of them are really, really cool, and I would love to get my hands on them. But again, this is a free-to-play, meaning if it's got a dollar sign attached to it or it says platinum, it's off limits. The only thing I can get right now are free skins. So that's a no for that. Do I have... What about Sugatras? These are called Sugatras. They are just fun, again, little ornamentation that you can put on the edge of your weapon. You can do it for any weapon. And no, these are all for platinum or for money. So, sadly, no ornamentation. Alright, let's go ahead and build this sword really quick. We'll start with the stance mod, which will give us some bonus polarity points. Currently starting at 17. That's really good. And it looks like the polarity we have is for Swooping Falcon, which is good because I really like Swooping Falcon. I think it's a really good stance. Alright, next we have a V polarity up here, so let's go to the V polarity and see what kind of mods we can put in there. I have 4 potential options. We've got Organ Shatter, which is max rank. Oh, 5. Fury, which is give us attack speed. Organ Shatter increases our critical damage. Pressure Point increases our overall base damage, and that's probably the one I'm going to put there. Because of the mods I have, it's also one of the higher cost ones. It's 9 points, and by putting it in that slot, it reduces it to 5. And while we're here looking at these and looking at our points, I have 22 remaining. We're going to go ahead and put Volcanic Edge up here. This is a dual stat mod that gives you heat status damage, as well as it increases your base status chance, so you're more likely to actually get the heat, the heat, the slash. These are all considered status types. Each one has its own unique thing. You can hover over it and read its description. Heat is one of the better ones because heat damages enemy armor as well as burns flesh. So it does bonus damage to infested, and for any armored enemies, it will strip their armor so that you can have an easier time getting to their health. So very, very useful. And then we're going to put Vicious Frost up here, which will turn that into blast damage. Blast deals 30% base damage as an explosion, and at 10 stacks, it deals their... I'm trying to skip words to shorten it, but I'll just leave it there for a second, let you guys read it. Blast is actually really good. There was a time that it was like the best, and then it kind of got nerfed, and now I wouldn't call it the best anymore, but it's really good. Alright, I only have 8 points remaining, which means I cannot put my fully leveled Fever Strike on here, which is sad, because I want that in addition to this. So let's do a little experimenting. Let's take Pressure Point off for right now. That'll give me a total of 13 points. Hold on. Actually, before I do that, we're looking at our damage. So total base damage. We're currently at 513. If I take this off, it drops to 233. And if we put this back on, it gives me viral and heat damage, which is a great set of elementals. But our damage is still less at 328. So putting that on there is probably not a good idea. It's better to leave this on there because you've got higher base damage for right now. There's going to come a time when your total base damage number doesn't have to be very high on specific weapons because they pump out so much critical damage that your base doesn't really matter. So yeah, I mean, it's really fun to think about. It's really great at the end, but a lot of people kind of get stuck in this rut where, oh, big number better, big number good, green is always good. And that is true. Green number is always good, but it doesn't always have to be the biggest of the big number in order for it to be good. Your overall base damage can be slightly lower if your crit chance and your crit damage or your status chance are all really, really high. Then your base damage doesn't necessarily need to be high, because the amount of damage you'll be doing with your statuses and your crit will more than make up for what you're lacking in your total base damage. So, but right now, because of how low we are, we want the highest big number, because the enemies we're fighting right now aren't really, they don't need that level of damage right now, because we're only fighting at most like level 20 enemies, level 25. Uh, and I am kind of struggling with those a little bit with my guns, but not so much with melee. Melee's always been really good against lower level enemies. It's always been really, really strong. It's up into those higher ones that you want to start putting more focus on your guns. And when I say higher level, I'm talking like level 75 and above, level 100 and above, that you want to maybe put less emphasis on your melee and more emphasis on your guns. And that's just because of things like certain mods that you get towards endgame, certain weapons and what they can do, certain arcanes that you can attach to weapons and such. Um, it's not to say melee has been significantly nerfed, because although it was for a time, right now it's in a really good place. Um, it's just overall there are better assets for guns than there are for melee weapons. So, but again, we'll worry about that much, much later. Right now, we don't even have to touch it. Also, here's my current build for Rhino. So we've got Continuity, which is giving us more duration, which is buffing Roar, allowing it to last longer. It's got a duration of 39 seconds, which is really good. We're using Intensify. We've got it max ranked so that our Iron Skin can be pretty significant, but also, again, that's buffing Roar, giving us higher damage on our Roar, as well as higher damage on our Charge and on our Stomp. But we don't really use these. Like, every now and then when I have a large group of enemies coming at me all at once, I'll hit Stomp just to clear them out a bit, but it's rare. Mostly I'm using Iron Skin to stay alive and Roar to kill all my enemies. The other thing affecting Iron Skin is our Steel Fiber, which is now at rank 4 or 5. It's rank 5, actually, because armor and power strength are what scale the maximum amount of overguard that Iron Skin gets. And as long as Iron Skin is on, you are unstoppable. Damage does not exist for Rhino as long as your Iron Skin is active. And to ensure that we can always turn it on and make sure that we have enough energy to do so, I have Equilibrium on here helping us so that every time we pick up a health orb, which we can do anytime we want with Equilibrium equipped, it's also giving us 40% of whatever we get from the health orb as energy. And as I get more points, we will be ranking this up a lot, because this is one of the single most powerful mods in the game. And in addition to that, we've got Prime Flow giving us a higher maximum energy pool so that we can go ahead and have plenty of energy to go ahead and cast Iron Skin whenever we need to, anytime it drops. And then we just kill some enemies to get some energy and health orbs and refill our pool. It's a good little synergy. This is, for starting builds, this is pretty damn powerful. And Gladiator E just down here is just giving us some bonus armor for Iron Skin, but it's also giving us an additional 10% melee critical chance on our melee weapons that scales with combo multiplier. So for every point in combo multiplier, which goes up to 12, we gain an additional 10% melee critical chance, which is really, really strong. So, that's our build right now, and Dreamer's Bond, I've got that up here as our aura mod because it's the only aura mod I have right now with the right polarity to go in that slot. So, and it's because it's a universal polarity. It's the only aura mod with a universal polarity. And we got that just by doing our quests and stuff. So, there we go. That's our loadout. I'm not gonna... Our mod builds on our Bratton here is pretty pitiful, but it's all I can afford to put on here right now because it's all I've got the points for. I tried pulling these off and putting elementals on here, and it just wasn't doing nearly as much damage because, as you can see, I'm sitting at 20% critical chance, and every time I get a critical hit, it does 3.3 times my base damage. So every time I get a crit, which 20% is 1 in 5 bullets, and my magazine is 60 rounds, so that's a lot of opportunity to get crits, and then every time I get a crit, I'm doing over 100 damage. So that's why that's on there. Yeah. Sadly, if I swap these off and I go for elementals, yes, again, this is why I say earlier that bigger number does not always mean better, because actually with the elemental mods on here that I can put on here, this is a higher damage number, but overall I'm doing less damage because I don't have those crits stats up as high as they could be. And then the Furus, the Furus. I've got 4 points. I could put something in here. This build is actually somewhat unique because I have the barrel diffusion mod up here. Which I don't know. Do I have enough credits to max this out? No, I don't. Okay, then we won't worry about it right now until I do have enough credits. But I do want to get that to rank 5 as quick as I can, because that is a pretty strong mod. This affects the number of bullets that you shoot all at once. So for this, magazine is 35 magazine, 10 fire rate, but because I have the multi-shot on here, every bullet I have counts as 1.8 bullets, and if I was to increase this, it could go to 2, and that increases my overall damage because every bullet I fire has the same total base damage as well as the same chance to crit. So having higher multi-shot, very much something you want on your guns. Unless you're firing a bow. Multi-shot is nice on a bow, but honestly, on a bow, I would go for higher, critical stats. Like, they've got this new mod that you can get from the 1999 quest, which I'm sure most of you have heard of, but it disables multi-shot in favor of doing significantly more damage to weak points on enemies, so like headshots. So grabbing a bow and doing headshots, you can see big shiny red numbers. It's fun. Alright, let's go ahead and get started with our nightmare missions and see if we can't get lucky and get some new mods. And once we're done with our 3 nightmare missions that we have unlocked, we'll go up to Mars and start unlocking all of the mission nodes on Mars.
This is a mobile defense mission.
Alright, let's pick that up,
You must
pull
deliver
out my melee
payloads
weapon,
and defend a number of locations while I
turn
break
on
into
my
the
iron
network.
skin.
Be prepared
Let's
for
get
heavy
going.
resistance. I
Oh,
can't
it
do
wants
this
me to
without
go
you.
upstairs this time. Oh, there was one thing I forgot to talk about regarding Forma. I'll have to talk about it after this mission. We'll do this mission as quick as I can and then we'll talk about it. Because it's actually really cool and really important. Especially considering we don't have certain parts of the star chart unlocked.
This will only get more difficult. Get to a terminal.
Alright.
And prepare for enemy resistance.
I'm focusing too much on killing enemies. Let's just I'm just going to try and fly through this quickly. For the sake of the walkthrough for the stream, I'm going to get through this as quick as I can. Just kind of ignore enemies as much as possible. Hey, look! We've already got a level. Go ahead and just whee all the way across. Also, I don't know if I've mentioned this in this stream yet or not. I don't think I have. But anybody watching, if you're brand new to Warframe and curious about something specific, even if I've already covered it, feel free to ask questions, because that's what I'm here for. That's why we're doing this live rather than just a pre-recorded walkthrough thing for YouTube, which is what I'm normally comfortable with. But I wanted to do it live to give new players a chance to ask questions and get real-time feedback. So if you're brand new to the chat, brand new to the stream, don't know anything about Warframe, or just getting started, feel free to ask any questions you might have. I am more than happy to answer them. And if you're a veteran watching, and you have some input you'd like to share with the chat, feel free to put it in and give us your wisdom, because not everybody plays Warframe the same, and so having multiple points of view is very valuable.
There's a heavy unit approaching. Terminal spotted. Upload me and prepare to defend.
Right. I'm going to switch to my Furus and try to shoot some enemies in order to level this bloody pistol, because I've had it for far too long. Having the same problem with this Mark I Furus that I had earlier with another weapon called the Mark I Kunai, in that it's not really doing a lot for damage, so I don't like using it because it takes too long to kill enemies. But if I don't use it, it won't level up. That's the big issue. And that's why it's taking so long, is I don't want to use it because it's not doing any damage, but by not using it, I'm not leveling it up. Right, go ahead, keep smacking me in the face, that's fine. You're giving me a chance to get some kills in.
Continue to defend.
That, by the way, I don't know if I've ever mentioned that before. I figured it was just common knowledge. Not just in Warframe, but just kind of a basic concept in any game that has, like, weapon leveling and stuff. But yeah, you have to use your items if you want to level them up. Oh, and I've run out of ammo. And you see, my Bratton is doing quite a bit more than what the Furus was. Oops, my doggy went down. Let's go ahead and pick him up. What was that? Dark flash? Why'd the lights all go wishy-washy? Am I expecting an assassination squad, or...
Defend it, and then we can leave.
I should probably go do a couple assassinations today, too, because twice now I have done some assassination missions and managed to get the Stalker to show up, who is an assassin. There we go. There it is.
This correct you.
The Arbiters of Hexus are sending a strike team after me to try and take me out. Where are they?
There's a heavy unit approaching.
Come on, friends. Where are you? There they are. Bunch of Grenier Eximus. You guys are in the wrong map. Let's go ahead and take them all out as quick as we can. And by doing so, we should get rewarded with a Spectre blueprint. I don't think they're all gone. I don't see any more of them on the map. But I also don't have the greatest enemy radar. Hopefully next Friday when Barrow Katir comes back, the Void Trader, he'll be kind enough to bring me primed Animal Instinct. and then we will do what we can to get the endo and credits necessary to max rank that and put it on my Kubro, like, immediately. That's gonna take some serious effort, though.
Defend it until the extraction team arrives.
And if anybody just went primed what? I'll explain it. Again, just in case this is the first video of the walkthrough, or first time on the stream for this, and you have not seen me explain it already, I'll go ahead and cover it. But also, again, I highly encourage you, if this is your first time on the stream, you should go back and watch the other parts, which are all over on my YouTube channel. Linked below the stream. And if you are watching this as a YouTube VOD and would like to try and catch me live, you'll find a link in the description below every one of my YouTube videos that takes you straight to my Twitch channel. Just make sure that you're using one of the newer videos that I've posted, because I found out recently that the links may not exactly be the same in some of my older videos. Found out that with my Discord. I recently had to update my Discord invite link, so some of my older videos that have the link, it's a bad link. But all of my newer ones have the updated link, and you can click on that and join my Discord as well if that's something you'd like to do. That too is linked below every YouTube video and every Twitch stream. And it's open to anybody who wants to come say hi. And you can talk to me when I'm not streaming and give me advice or ideas or ask questions. So yeah, great resource. Ooh, get rid of him. Let's do a stomp.
Stay focused.
Thin out their numbers a bit. See, don't use my stomp a lot, but I will periodically when things kind of get overwhelming. Just to thin out the numbers a little bit. It doesn't kill everything, but it does get rid of all the little trash mobs.
But we did it. Mission complete. Multiple biosignatures detected. We've got infested incoming.
Yeah, they're everywhere, Lotus. You're not telling me anything I don't already know. Thank you, Madam Obvious. It really is like arguing with your mom. I think that's why everybody called her Space Mom. That's why she got that name, is because it's literally like your mom's telling you what to do, and you're like, I know, Mom. You don't need to tell me again. She's like, I'm just making sure. I love my mom. But I too have had those conversations with her.
Another job well
But
executed.
yeah, I think that's why Lotus got called Space Mom. Chilling Reload. It says new, but that's not actually new. I think that's my second copy. Still a very good mod for shotguns. And once we actually get our first shotgun, which will be the Mark 1 Strun, we'll put that on there. Certainly. Okay, so, to explain what I was talking about earlier, I have two things. First of all, the Prime Watsy Watts. So the mod I want to get... Ooh, Accelerated Blast. Chilling Reload. Yeah, this, see, I've got two of them, but I haven't looked at them in this window, which is why it said it was brand new, but now that should go away. Anyways, let's go to pistols. This is a primed mod. We got this last Friday when a special vendor called the Void Trader popped up. His name is Barrow Katir, and this is a much higher version of the base variant. So this is Pistol Gambit, and if we were to take this mod and try to increase its value, increase its overall stats by using Endo in a process called Fusion. Fusion always requires two resources, Endo and credits. So you want to get as much of those as you can. But this, if we increase this all the way up, it's giving us a 120% critical chance on our secondary weapons. Now the reason why the primed mod is so useful is if we do the same thing with that, it's now giving us 187% critical chance. But the other thing, if you'll notice, is that to do that, this is going to cost us 40,000 endo, almost 41,000 endo, and 2 million credits. And that is a lot of farming, especially the endo, because this early on, getting 40,000 endo is it's near impossible. There are some okay endo farms this early in the game, but they're not good enough to get you like 40,000 endo in like 2 to 3 hours or in a single play session. It's just not going to happen. Now the credits, yeah, we could farm 2 million credits in the stream, but it would probably be an 8 to 10 hour stream, and it would be doing nothing but running dark sector missions, farming credits, and getting that 15,000 credits every time. It would be incredibly time consuming, but it would be possible. But what I was talking about earlier with the primed Animal Instinct is Animal Instinct is a mod for your Kubro, and I don't have one right now, so I can't really show you, but you saw my doggy running around. There is a mod. The mod that I'm looking for, I told you, Prime Animal Instinct. You can put it on your companion, you can put it on your sentinel, and all it does is it gives you loot detection and enemy radar. If I go to Warframe, I have a couple of mods that do just that, and hopefully I can show them to you, provided I remember what they look like. So here's the first one, Loot. Thieves' Wit. Loot radar. So basically, what loot radar is anytime you go into a mission, if you look at your mini-map with this equipped, you'll see these little white boxes on the map. Those are all loot crates, places where you can gather resources. The higher your loot radar level is, the more you can see on the map before you ever even enter the room. Primed Animal Instinct gives us a significant boost to loot radar, and the other one is here, enemy radar, enemy sense. So if you've ever seen my mini-map and seen a bunch of little red triangles on the mini-map, that is enemy radar, and this does exactly the same thing as Thieves' Wit, meaning it increases the overall distance at which you can go ahead and see those enemies. Primed Animal Instinct gives me both of these abilities on one single mod, and by putting it on my companion, it frees up a space in my own Warframe build, or in fact, 2 spaces in my Warframe build to focus on strength building or duration or whatever it is that my Warframe needs. And that Primed Animal Instinct, there is a base variant for it, and hopefully we'll get it in here, because it is, the basic Animal Instinct is a Nightmare mod, so I'm hoping it'll drop as a Nightmare mod, and then we can put that on our puppy until I get the Primed. But yeah, it's really valuable. Okay, the other thing I really wanted to talk about. Had a Forma. Here we go. I have a Forma. See? 1 owned. I've already claimed it. Now, we had all of the resources to get one of them built. Unfortunately, I don't know how I got the neural sensor, because this tells me it's only available on Jupiter. So I don't know how I managed to get one to build my first Forma, but we did. But the more important one was Orokin cells. For my first build, I only had these 3 resources here. And then, of course, we had a treasure mission pop up in Maru's Bazaar that we went and did, and that took us to the derelict where Orokin cells could drop. But if you're not lucky enough to have that, I have discovered a new way to get Orokin cells, and that is by killing Captain Vor repeatedly. Because Captain Vor, not only does he drop the parts for Cronus, as well as his unique pistol, the Seer, he also has a chance to drop Orokin cells. And my girlfriend's calling. Just a moment. Alright, sorry about that. That was a bit of an important phone call. And it's left me a little bit frustrated. But, not to worry. No big deal. Alright. So, yeah, you can farm Orokin cells from Vor. That's what I was wanting to talk about. In the time it took me to get his everything I needed for the seer pistol, I was able to get I think 3 Orokin cells, one of which I used for this, and the other 2 I used to build something else. I can't remember what. But yeah, that's why it says 0. You're like, you said you had 3. Yeah. Well, this cost 1, and I built something else, and it cost 2, which is why they're all gone. But yeah, you can farm Orokin cells from Vor on Mercury, which is really, really early. So yeah, and Vor again is just over here on Tolstage on Mercury. It's a really easy fight. It doesn't take a lot of effort whatsoever. And yeah, he drops Orokin cells, which is fantastic. Alright, now that I've explained that, let's go ahead and do our next nightmare mission. Capture Nightmare Mode Timer Enabled. That is new. I saw this wording yesterday on a mission while I was doing some farming offline, and I don't know what that means. I'm hoping that's just they reworded it, and it is the old mission, which is just timed mode. And the way timed mode works is you get in to the mission and it starts with a 5-minute timer, and then every time you kill an enemy, it gives you more time on that timer. That's how it used to be, and I'm hoping that's what this is. But this is brand new to me, so let's get in and find out together. Whether or not it is the same and they just reworded it, or if this is a completely new, unique nightmare mission that I've never played before.
We received intel
Nope,
that
it is the
somebody
same.
vital to enemy operations
Okay,
is
yep,
here.
you can see in the
Find
top
them
left,
and
it's
capture
capture the
them.
target. You've got 5 minutes. Okay, the question is, if I kill an enemy, yep, my timer went out. Okay, now we're back at 5 minutes. Now, it used to be that you
Target
could
located.
infinitely give
Bring them
yourself more time, so I am curious if they've changed it so that the 5 minutes is the maximum. Nope, it's now over 5 minutes. Okay, yep. It's exactly the same mission type, they just
The capture
rephrased
target
it.
has vital information that we will need to extract. We need our subject brought
Alright,
back
so we'll
alive.
just grab our capture target. Easy peasy.
Excellent work. We'll interrogate the captive
We don't even
back
need
at
the
base.
full 5
Your
minutes.
part
I
is
could have
done
gone
here,
ahead and
Colonel.
not killed anyone, and it would have been fine. But I wanted to test it and see if this was exactly what I remembered it was. And it is. They've just changed the name of the mode, so this is now Nightmare Timed Mode, or whatever. Which is fine. See, and every time I kill an enemy, it says time added. Not that we need the extra time, but hey, I enjoy killing these guys. And that's exactly why I'm doing it. Just because I like doing it. Do we have all of those for Venus yet? Yes, yes we do. Need to run a few more missions on Mercury and get the rest of the Cephalon fragments from Mercury.
I am pleased with your performance.
Speaking of which, maybe we can go look at our progress. Because I haven't looked at the progress in the Codex since I originally talked about it. And we got another accelerated blast. Not a terrible mod, but not one I'm probably ever going to use. So yeah, Codex, Cephalon fragments. We're going to go to Universe, down here in the bottom right corner, Fragments. And we're making good progress. I've got everything on Earth, I think. Yep, I've got everything on Earth. The little symbol in the right corner tells you it's complete. You've got all of the scans. So, I've got everything on Earth, everything on Venus, and I'm working on Mercury. Oh, and Mars apparently, and Saturn and Uranus, because we've done a couple of quests that took us to those planets. But yeah, that's cool. For anybody who's curious and doesn't understand why this is important, those little blue cubes, every time you scan them, they give you progress towards one of these. This is just a little bit of history about the lore of the game. You can go ahead and read it, and then also hidden inside it is some lore about Ordis.
I have hidden the truth of my existence from the operator, from myself. Take it from me, knowing is hell. Stop now. You will want to laugh, you will want to scream.
So yeah, that's that fragment. And you have to scan every single cephalon fragment to its maximum for every single planet, which is all of these that say undiscovered. Um, there's actually more nodes here than there are planets, because all three of these came from Earth. So, and all three of these came from Venus. So Mercury's going to have 3, Mars is going to have 3, and so on. So every planet has them, and once you've scanned them all, you can do that little trick with the noise, and you can get the full story of how Ordis became Ordis. And it's really interesting. And again, by opening up those pictures, they give you lore about the world and what it's used for, and the faction that runs it. So, definitely worth it in my opinion. Alright, we've got one more nightmare mission to do. Energy drain mode, low gravity. Oh. It's the energy drain mode that has me concerned, because, I mean, the level isn't all that high. I'm pretty tanky as it is.
There is a large platoon
But
of Grenier
no,
Marines
but energy
stationed
drain
here.
mode
Leave
basically
no
just
one
means
standing.
no iron skin. Unless my dog can dig up enough energy for me all at once that it doesn't completely drain before he finds another energy orb. Yeah, it's gonna require me like killing enemies and whatnot to get it up there. But yeah, the other one, low gravity, just means, yeah, you can jump higher and you can kind of hover in the air longer. So I'm not concerned about that one. But energy drain mode is usually pretty bad. But again, I'm Rhino, and I'm pretty tanky even without my iron skin. I should be okay. Come on, guys, stop walking behind me. Would you get your ass down?
There's a heavy unit approaching.
Where are you? Oh, good. The Earth side Kubro took him out, so he didn't use his jump pack. Look at that, I just gained 25 energy and it was gone before I could even see it. Yeah, I don't like energy drain mode. Never have. But it's not a big deal. At least not yet. Energy drain mode on the higher planets can be a real pain in the ass, but on Earth, eh. Like I said, I'm really tanky. Really wish these bloody roller balls would go away. Where's the guy who keeps throwing them? There you are. Leave me in peace, please. I don't want to deal with you. Now, who's over here? Keep going behind me. Really annoying. Ooh, an exit. I like killing them because they give you extra XP. Because even in their current level of enemies, Eximus are a slightly higher level than all the others. It's really nice. Oh, I hate this map tile. Because they can't ever figure out whether they want to be up or down. I've got to kill 148 enemies. That's not the problem. The problem is they're on every level of this bloody thing, and as I try to chase them, they just kind of change. I don't like the cat and mouse game. It's frustrating. I want them to just stand there meekly and prepare to die. Okay. See? And there are a couple enemies down where I have already been, but I left, and so they came down here either to find cover or to chase me or whatever.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit
I don't like this map tile. And especially not with energy drain mode. If it wasn't for the energy drain mode, then I could just kind of put myself right at the point of where most of them are gathered, and then I could use my stomp and kill a good number of them. See? Got some of them coming across the bridge here, and others that decided to go down the cliff and hang out under the bridge, even though I already cleared out the bridge. It's annoying. There's a lot of enemies hanging out right here. We've still got one idiot hanging out down here. Where are you? Oh, there was a roller ball. I wish the roller balls wouldn't show up on my enemy radar. You can see the little orange triangles on my map. That's the enemy radar I was talking about. I wish those little roller balls that they did, the Seekers, that's their name, the new Seekers.
The enemy is broken.
They're little explosive roller balls that they throw out there, and then they roll around on the ground until they find you, and then they attach themselves to you and explode. Oh god, I actually died. I got hit by a double blast Eximus and knocked on my butt. That's my fault. I was being a little careless with enemies. I'm almost done. You know what? Screw it. There's still enemies on the radar, but I've met my quota, and now I need to direct my attention somewhere else for a moment. So let's just end the mission, or at least I think I do. All right. There we go. That was our last currently available nightmare mission Nothing else really to do right now, although I still haven't finished farming the pieces of Hydroid from Vehek, but I tried, I got the same piece. I went and I did this a second time after the stream the other day, and I don't know if it was the mods on my gun or just what, but it was a real slog, and I just wasn't having any fun doing it. It was just too much of a chore. So I think I'm going to wait to continue farming Hydroid until I get some slightly better weapons, which won't be very long because they're currently building right now in my foundry. The Amanata and the Higasa. Once those are done, I can level those, put some OK mods on them. Those are both going to be getting potatoes once they're done, which, if anybody's curious about what I mean by potatoes, I can show them here.
Always a pleasure.
These are what we call potatoes. They are Orokin catalysts and Orokin reactors. These, you put them in your Warframe and they double your overall mod capacity for your Warframe so that you can equip more mods. I need to get a reactor, and I don't know who I'm going to put it on, but I still need to find one. Or I need to farm some Nightwave and get the creds to buy it, because it's right here. I don't have to build this. This isn't a blueprint. But yeah, I do have 2 catalysts already, and both of those, the Amanata and the Higasa, are both getting one as soon as they're done, so that I can put some really good mod builds on there, and then I will go back and try doing Vehek again and see if I have any better luck. But right now, unless we wanted to go do the Ghoul Purge on Earth, which is actually worth it, because that's got some really good mods in there. There's one specifically I really want, called Hunter Adrenaline, because the way it's worded on the mod has me curious of how it would work with Rhino. And I want to find out. So we could go do that, but this isn't a high priority right now, and it comes back quite regularly. Pretty fit. Hell, it's going to be around for a month, so I'm not too worried about it. Well, okay, it's not actually going to be around for a month. The timer says a month, but at the same time, running the ghoul missions, players can fill this bar here. This is basically the concentration of ghouls on the plains, and the more players go and run the bounties, this bar fills up, and once this bar is full, then it goes away. And it does not matter if there's time left up here. So this could sit there and say 10 days remaining, and if this bar fills up, it'll go away. Same with the Thermia Fractures, but the Thermia Fractures, oh my god, I am not touching those yet. I need to get quite a bit stronger before we worry about Thermia Fractures. And even then, not a whole lot in that list that's actually worth getting. Other than maybe the level 3 reward there, Amalgam Barrel Diffusion, Amalgam Organ Shatter, specifically the Amalgam Organ Shatter. Amalgam Serration in the level 2 is okay, mainly because it gives you, they're kind of like Nightmare mods in that these Amalgam mods have a double bonus to them. The Organ Shatter gives you critical damage, which is slightly less than the regular Organ Shatter, but then it makes up for it for giving you heavy attack wind-up speed, I believe it is. It's either that or it's heavy melee attack efficiency, one of the two. I can't remember because I don't really use it. And then Amalgam Serration, it gives you damage, which is slightly less than the regular Serration, but it makes up for it by giving you bonus sprint speed, which is fairly decent if you like running fast. It's a sprint speed mod that you put on your gun so that you don't have to put it in your Warframe build. It can be kind of nice, especially if you like to run really fast. But the Buried Debts Emblem, the Buried Debts Sigil, not really worth it. The Opticore Vandal, good gun early on, but later in game, not worth it, sadly. Honestly, it's one of my favorite guns. I love using the Opticore Vandal, but in the current meta of the game, I have no use for it, so I don't. It's really sad. But yeah, so But those, again, those are commonly recurring events that happen periodically, time to time, so not a super duper top priority, but it could be useful, especially the Ghoul Purge, because of the mods that come from the Ghoul Purge founties. I'd almost say the Ghoul Purge mods, the Hunter set of mods, is more valuable than these Amalgam mods. And I think quite a few people would agree with me. But yeah, not super important right now. So yeah, I think I want to focus on getting to Heart of Deimos. Also, we have, yeah, the Syndicate mods we could go do. Ew, no. Interception. No, thank you. Not even remotely interested in that. So, okay. I think we should go to Mars. And we're going to start with Tharsis, mobile defense, which will kind of sort of open the path. This will be good because for some reason, up here in my tabs where we were just looking at other mission types, my weekly Maru mission did not show up at the start of the week. Even though we went and did it, we had access to her bazaar, we were able to go in, we were able to do it, but it didn't show up here in these, and it's supposed to. And I think the reason it didn't show up there is because of this. Because we haven't actually gotten to Maru's bazaar on the timeline. So I'm hoping that by opening this, then when the weekly reset happens, the mission will show up there like it's supposed to. So we're going to start with Tharsis, and then we're going to go to Augustus, and we'll do the spy. Oh, that's a Syndicate spy for New Loka, or an excavation. Oh, now you're taunting me. I would much rather do the spy than the excavation. So that's probably what we're going to do. But if it's because it's a Syndicate mission, that means there's going to be Syndicate medallions, which means I need to actually take the time to go through the map and find at least a couple of them so that you guys can see what they look like. So, probably going to do that. But doing either of those will open this node. That will take us to War, which is the assassination mission on this planet. And that will give us access to Deimos. So, very large potential there. So we're going to, again, start with Tharsis. Olympus is actually not on this branch. It's over on this one. So we might ignore that right now. I am also going to ignore Gradivis until we have a chance to actually do Arvel, Hellas, and Olympus to open that line. So I'm going to stop talking about it and just go ahead and do the mission. But yeah, we're going to start with Tharsis, then we're going to do Augustus, and then I'm going to sit here and contemplate whether I want to go from Augustus to Arvel or Augustus straight over to War, which will open Deimos. Like, I'd really like to find the disruption mission, so I don't know. I'll give it some thought. Anybody watching right now, if you have some input and have an opinion, maybe let me know what you think I should do, and I'll take your suggestions into consideration. But for now, we're going to do Tharsis to get to Maru's Bazaar. Which is just an ordinary mobile defense.
You must deliver payloads and
just on a new
number
map
of locations while I break into the network.
And again, new map means you should probably
I can't do this without you.
Take some time, loot stuff, explore the map. Again, discover all the fun little hidden spaces that DE has put in the map tiles for you to discover. Also, I've mentioned once before a special collectible that you can get, known as a Curia. It's a little golden statue that kind of looks like a mechanical cat.
Patch me in.
And there's a lot of them on Mars. Give me one moment, please. I have to talk with my girlfriend. Alright. Sorry about that interruption. But it was kind of important. For anybody who's curious, it's not really a private matter. My girlfriend and I live with her grandfather. And mainly because he's getting up there in age, and she's been living with him for most of her life. He's kind of the one who helped raise her, take care of her. When she first had her kids, he was kind of her support system. And in turn, we have kind of stuck around to help take care of him in his older age. But he is also currently still full-time employed. He's a long-haul truck driver. Because he's got a wandering foot. The guy will probably never, ever retire simply because he does not like sitting still. He's always got to do something. So, but right now he's working as a long-haul truck driver, and that's what he likes doing, is driving truck, or just driving in general that lets him get out and wander and see the world, blah, blah, blah. But in his truck, he has a television that, while he's stopped for the night somewhere, he can go ahead and pull it up and he can watch some sports or whatever, or any other TV programs he enjoys. Well, he recently broke his television, and so he had to go buy a new one. And also in his truck with the TV is a wall mount on this that's set to the side of his truck, so that he can put the TV on the mount and kind of hold it still while he's driving around. It's a safety thing. Well, the mount that he's got on the wall is American made, so everything is in standard inches and half an inch, quarter inch, things like that. But the television he bought is Chinese. Nothing against the brand. It's actually a very decent brand, very good, rather decent brand of television. Nothing, no objections to it. But because it's a Chinese-made thing, then all of its measurements are in millimeters, centimeters, and the like. And so we've had a really hard time getting the TV mounted to the wall mount because all of the measurements are all wrong. Well, we figured that out when he was home last week, and so before I started the stream today, I went down to the local hardware store and got what I hope are the correct bolts for the truck. Oh, but I didn't buy any nuts. Uh-oh. That could be an issue. I didn't buy any nuts. I just got the bolts and washers. Yeah, oops. I didn't think about that. I may have messed up. No may about it. I messed up. I didn't get all of the hardware needed. That's a problem. It's a problem they're about to discover. I didn't think I'd needed the nuts because he's got a whole bunch of them, but again, they're all in standard. Or what I forget the actual, like, I think it is just called standard, but I'm not a mechanic. I'm not a Mr. Fix-It. I'm a nerd. I play games. I watch anime. I'm the very textbook definition of a nerd. I don't do cars. I don't do sports. So I didn't think that I would need the nuts because he's already got a large collection of nuts as well as washers. Although I did go ahead and get some washers because of how tiny the screws are. I figured you would at least need the washers, but they're going to need the nuts too, and I did not buy any. Ugh. Crap.
Location reached. Drop me in.
Well,
and defend our
here's
position.
hoping they figure that out before they get all the way there, and then have to backtrack to the nearby hardware store to get them. That would
I'm
suck.
in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
But yeah, I went and bought those this morning, and so me pausing just now
Stay
was
focused.
I had to
There's a heavy
talk with my
unit
girlfriend
approaching.
and give her what I bought so that she could go with Grandpa up to his truck to help mount his TV. How are you doing, Mr. Eximus?
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
So yeah. Bet nobody thought they'd be getting a little bit of insight into my personal life, but there you go. I don't really have anything to hide, honestly. I'm an open book. And besides, if there's something that anybody asks or wants me to talk about that I think is probably something that should be best kept private, then I will say as much. Otherwise, I'm an open book. There's not a whole lot that I won't talk about with my personal life. If people are curious to get to know me better. Used to be I would talk about this kind of stuff all the time. Back when I first started YouTube, I did game guides for an MMO, a Korean MMO called Terra.
Upload me and prepare to defend.
While I was doing my walkthrough of Terra, I would just sit there and talk about what was going on in my life.
This will take a moment.
And people seem to really enjoy that. I thought I was irritating everyone because I was spending too much time talking about myself and not talking enough about the game that I was playing. But after I stopped, I started getting people go, I miss when you used to talk about yourself. It's weird. I did not expect that.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
Come on, Lotus.
Stay focused.
I don't want to be here all day.
Approaching.
I'm really glad to finally be opening up the missions on Mars, though. Oh, look at that. Cast my ability just as the wave hit me and it prevented me from getting knocked down. Let's thin the numbers a little bit, shall we?
Terminal hacked.
There we go.
Keep moving.
Now, if I remember right... Oh, they're actually doing it differently. It's very, very common in this room here to have one defense node be up there and the other to be right at the bottom. But not this time. And I'm okay with that.
Here is a terminal. Get me in and get ready to defend.
I just remembered on Saturday when the Void Trader came. The Void Trader offers a special blueprint that is a quest, and it is the quest to get you guys just distracted me. The Sand Mummy, Inaros, the Warframe Inaros. The blueprint is called the Sands of Inaros, and you can only start it by buying the blueprint from the Void Trader. I just remembered I tried to get it from him this last week, but I believe it was mastery locked.
Continue to defend.
And now I think I'm high enough in mastery because I think it was MR5, and we are now MR5. At the time, we were only MR2. So, with any luck, not this coming Friday, but next Friday, if I'm able to stream, either Friday or Saturday, when Barrow comes again,
The odds were against us, Tenno, but
we
we
will
did it.
be getting our
Mission
hands
complete.
on the sands of Anaros blueprint. Also, next week comes the next major update of the game. I should probably put that in here too. So we, at that time, will probably be taking a break from the walkthrough. So June 25th, 2025, which is a week from today, which is June 18th. Yeah, is the next major update to the game. It's being called Veil Breaker. So, and I do want to do that. So, when that drops next week, if we have a chance to live stream it, I'm going to take a break from the walkthrough, and we're going to go spend some time on my main account doing the new update and seeing some of the new goodies. So if you're a new player and you're curious about what endgame looks like, I mean, obviously there's a lot of other Warframe content creators and streamers who will also be playing it, so chances are you don't have to watch me, but if you like the cut of my jib and would like to see me specifically play it, then we will definitely be trying to do that. I will definitely be playing it regardless. I'm going to try my best to stream it, though. Anyways, I probably skipped quite a few of the curia I was talking about earlier. Since I'm standing here, let's scan this. Nope, what am I doing? Bring that back, because there is a curia here. This end of the mission tile set, it's very unique. You didn't give me anything. Guess there was nothing I needed. Could at least give me some credits. I always need credits. But anyways, since we're on Mars and it gave us this end of mission tile, now there's a couple of them, but this one is specifically important for the curia. It's over there. And if you see, it's flashing in the scanner. That's what we're looking for. And that is one good way to actually find these. Is if you're on a map where they drop, just open your scanner and look around and see if you can find the little gold flash. I know sometimes that is really hard to see, so there is another way to collect those, and I will tell you about them later, but here it is, just right here on the map. Again, it's this tiny little golden, like, Orokin-looking metal cat statue. And by scanning all of these, it'll give you a couple of fun cosmetics. Well, it'll give you, like 2 different cosmetics. One's like a little shoulder emblem, another is a chest symbol, sigil, but I also think you get a ship decoration by collecting them all. That is that you can put in your ship and just, it hangs out. But also by scanning those, it unlocks the limericks of a poem that talks about the Grineer Queens and their origin. So, really fascinating stuff, and worth getting all of them. Sadly, even on my main account, I've never found all of the curia. Mainly because when the time came for me to go collecting them, they updated some of the maps and the tile sets, like the big Jupiter rework that happened a couple of years ago. That's when I was looking for the curia, and some of them moved. So, and by the time they moved, anybody who was really interested in getting all the curia, they already had all of them, so nobody made any updated videos showing where they all are. So, I don't know. Nobody really knows anymore where all of the curia are, but there is a way to find them. Sadly, though, we don't have that unlocked right now on this account. Not even close. But when I do unlock it, we will talk about it some more. Alright, so we're done with Tharsis. That opens up this entire branch to Gradavis, and if we were to go to Gradavis really quick, which we could if we really wanted, it would not only unlock Hellas, but it would also unlock the Phobos Junction. And we're ready for the Phobos Junction. Look at that. Ooh, Kraken Blueprint, Cypher Blueprint, another Orokin Catalyst, 20,000 credits. The Stolen Dreams quest is something I really want. However, that's a sabotage mission. I mean, yeah, I kind of do want to do that, but like I said, I'm thinking what I want to do, instead of just going right to Gradavis, is I want to do Augustus next, and then opening up Arvel and Hellas, and then do Olympus, and then do Gradivis, and open up all of that at once. But I don't know if I want to do that right now. And instead, right now, what I would rather do is do Augustus and then War. Because I gotta do this eventually anyways. I gotta go Augustus, War, and then to Martialis, which will give us over to Valis. It'll open up the Ceres junction, get us to Ara, and then again, once we get this done with Arvel, we can get Spear, and then Ara, and then probably go to Syrtis, and then up here to Alator, Ultor, Kadesh, and Wahiba, and that'll be the full planet unlocked. And it'll give us our disruption mission for the Nightwave, because I want to get this done.
Yo. Till then.
So that's an option, and I kind of do want to just unlock everything on Mars, but at the same time, again, I also really want to get over to Deimos and unlock Deimos, specifically Horrend and Phlagius, which will open the Cambion Drift and give us access to the Heart of Deimos quest. Why? Why is there a Jupiter junction on Deimos? Hold the phone. Whoa! That's new! There used to be a connection here from Ceres to Jupiter. Right there. That used to go to Ceres, not Deimos. Okay. That means once we get from Mars to Ceres, that's the end of that line. That means I want to prioritize that. As well as Phobos, because Phobos is kind of an end-of-the-line thing too. Once we get to Phobos, there's one line going off to the Void, which unlocks this chain of missions here, and then that's it. That's the end of that line. And I kind of want to focus on those lines that come to an end versus the one that keeps going. Because once we hit Deimos and go to Jupiter, we've got Europa, which is a dead end, because it goes through Europa to the next line to the Void. But then Jupiter continues on to Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, and then Pluto goes to Eris, which is a dead end, and then Sedna, which ends with the final line of the Void. Also, Neptune. Yeah, Neptune. Neptune, Europa, Phobos, Sedna. Oh, man. So knowing they moved that makes me rethink wanting to go to Deimos, because it used to be Deimos was a dead end. This came here, and it went looped around here, and once you opened all these missions, that was it. Deimos was a dead end. But it's not a dead end anymore. Ooh, the Amphis blueprint. Enhanced durability, Rubedoline barrel, cutting edge. Those are all Arcwing mods. And 30,000 credits. Not to mention the Cambion Drift, which unlocks a lot of other stuff. A whole lot of other stuff. Hell, there's even other things in here that you can't see yet attached to the Cambion Drift. Quite a few other things. There's quite a lot of other missions locked in here. Oh, man. I really wanted to get to the Heart of Deimos. But you know what? To hell with it. I think we're going to do Gradivis, and then start opening the rest of Mars after we go to Phobos. I think we'll do Stolen Dreams instead. Sounds like a good plan to me. Maybe. If I pop up here, what does this say? Yeah, Phobos Junction. Well, I wanted to get to that that Void mission. But I also want to open the Disruption. I want to know where the Disruption mission is. Alright, screw it. We're gonna finish all the missions on Mars. I'm gonna do this new Loca Spy first so I can talk about Syndicate medallions a little more. We've talked about them before. I've shown you what they kinda look like when you go to turn them in on the relays. But this will give us a chance to actually pick them up, and you can see what they look like in game.
Will you help
Thanks
us,
for the energy.
and our cause?
Good doggy. Stab. Stab. Oh yeah, also these Syndicate missions you get operatives. These guys are new Loca operatives that they will follow you all the way through the mission. And they're supposed to be a help, but all they ever do for me is that. They kill enemies and take my XP. So I always tell them to stay put, don't follow me. I don't think the mission fails if they die, but they can be killed. Oh, there we go, right off the bat. There is a Syndicate medallion. This one is a bountiful seed. And we can turn these in on the relay at the new Loca faction hub, or Syndicate Center, whatever you want to call it. There's their special little room on the relay. There's an NPC in each of them that you can go and turn in those Syndicate medallions for bonus standing. Just remember that these Syndicate medallions are bound by the rules of the daily standing cap. So if you have maxed out your daily standing already by running missions, then you cannot turn in any medallions. But if you've got a whole bunch of medallions and really just want to kind of max out your daily rep, like immediately, and forget about it, then you can go and turn in all these medallions at the relay once you have enough. No medallions in here. No, that was not a locker. I will reiterate also, though, that although the Syndicate medallions are bound by the rules of the daily standing cap, running this mission is not. By completing this mission, we will be rewarded with standing towards this faction, New Loca. And if you have maxed out your standing for the day already, then running these missions will give you bonus standing on top of your daily maximum. But again, the medallions will not. So you can farm the medallions in here and hold on to them. But they won't give you any extra standing for the day if you've already maxed it out. The mission reward will. Because you get rewarded with the standing for completing this mission no matter what. Do not go play with the damn robot dog. Leave the sentry drone alone until I have a chance to unlock the vault. Dang it. I'm stuck. Oh, come on. Go in the hole. I don't normally have this problem in real life or in game. There we go.
They won't even know it's gone.
now we can go through here, kill the sentry drones. That gives us some bonus affinity. Hacking the terminals gives us bonus affinity. So we'll just hack all the terminals because we can. There's also an arc trap over here. That gives us a little bit of affinity. I'll open those for some for some credits. There we go. And thanks to my overguard, my iron skin, I did not just get hit with electricity. Overguard is wonderful. It protects you from all status ailments.
There's a heavy unit approaching.
I love it. And sadly, I had a chance the other day to finally use the synergy between Rhino's iron skin and a Jade Eximus, but yet again, it was not on stream. It was offline. So I couldn't actually let you guys see it. So hopefully I'll get another chance before too long. I don't actually have to kill them. This is a spy mission. But I like leaving no stone unturned and no enemy to my back. Alright, Cronus is already level 15. Ah, here we go. Here's another medallion. 2 of 8 found. And yes, every mission, regardless of faction, hell, even the new stuff like Hex missions and the Zeramin, which, again, if you're new and just went, the what? Don't worry about it. We will talk about it when we get there. And it shouldn't take us too terribly long to get there. Provided I can stream often enough, and for enough hours each stream, it won't take us very long to get there at all. Sadly, though, my time is restrained by my everyday responsibilities, which is unfortunate. I try really hard to treat streaming like a full-time job, because that's what I want it to be. But every time I try really hard to do that, life has a way of just saying, yeah, how about no?
We'll start destroying data.
If I could, I would stream every day for at least 8 hours.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
But I don't always get that lucky. Alright, vault. I've already shown these ones on stream before, so I'm just going to run through them real quick.
Clean extraction with no alarms.
If you're curious about how to do them, pay close attention. But if you want a descriptive, play-by-play of how to go through these vaults, again, go back and watch my other VODs. They're on my YouTube channel. And every time I open a new vault that's never been seen before on the stream, I go ahead and I do a step-by-step on how to actually go through that spy vault. And I will do that for every last spy vault. Because spies are my favorite missions, and I am as close to expert at doing them as you can probably get. Don't quote me on that. I know I'm tooting my own horn a little bit, and I could be completely off the mark. But everybody else I see doing spy vaults, they're just like, oh, take Wukong, just take Ivara, but what if you don't have those Warframes? We'll just go get them. Okay, well, what if you don't have the ability to just go and get them? Like a brand new player, with no clan, and still opening the star chart. Gotta do those spy missions. How do you do them with any Warframe? That's what I focused on. And with the exception of one tile set, I can show you how to do every spy vault from every map mission with any Warframe. And for anybody who just went, well, what about Lua? Yes, Lua too. I can show you how to do the spy vaults on the moon, on Lua, with any Warframe you want. And get them without triggering the alarms. Damn it, he died too fast. Was trying not to hurt him, but that one swing that cut that other Grenier person in half took over half of his health, and then the dog finished him off. It's a bummer, but pretty common. Ooh, hey, there's a fun loot spot right up here. This map tile actually has quite a few unique loot spots. Oops, and I just jumped off and... Good thing I have full energy. And there's the alarm. I've gotten pretty far into the mission before they set the alarm. Oh, and it's one of those. Whose name I can't remember. But they're cool and kind of cute. Alright. Turn this off. So new enemy stops spawning. And we'll just head for the final vault. There we go.
The target console is nearby.
And I know exactly which vault this is. I don't even have to see it.
Destroying data.
There we go. Yep. Alright. The big question is does this have one security drone or two? I'm only seeing one. Okay, and he's way over here, which could be a problem. Oh, nope, he's going back already. There we go. He's going to go across the stairs and into the vault chamber and around and out the other side. And if we just kind of slip right over here, he won't see me, and now we can just get the vault without any issues.
They won't even know
Also, I
it's gone.
failed this vault the other day because I
everything we came
tried
for.
to rush
Get to
that,
extraction.
and that little bot, he went to his corner and came back and he saw me at the thing. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but if you get this particular vault and you trigger the alarm in it, that thing wakes up, and then you have to fight it. It's not a hard fight, and in fact, in some cases, he kind of potentially drops loot that you might want to have, so triggering the vault alarm periodically might be something you want to do. Frame Fighter Mirage. But yeah. So if you fail to get the vault without triggering the alarm, you can see he's kind of wiggling. Because he's just in a powered down state, but he's alive. And if you trigger the alarm, this will drop him. And then he summons a couple of Ospreys to give himself some shields. This is the Lynx. So yeah, and as long as those Osprey are alive, he's invincible. So you gotta kill the Osprey first. But yeah, you get to fight him. It's kind of fun. Alright, but we are done here. The exit's just right there. Just hack these couple of guys. Get in our way. As we make our way to the exit. Oh, he came out right here. Cool. This end of mission tile is also one that has a few extra side areas that they like to spawn in periodically and put new loot in those spots. And no, I know someone's probably going, you didn't get all the medallions. You didn't get all the medallions. Yeah, I know. It's okay. Our goal was not to get all of the medallions, just to show you that they exist and what they look like and how to find them. But yeah, there are a total of 8. We only got 2, and I'm not super worried about it. Because again, when you go to turn them in, they do not count towards as bonus standing. They count towards your daily maximum, and if your daily maximum has already been reached, you can't turn them in. So I'm not super worried about it, because getting our daily maximum is really easy to do just by running missions. Oh, and they're both bountiful seeds. That's cool. I think those are the ones that are the highest and give the most standing. But even that, I think it's like 500. Or it could be 1,000. Yeah, I think the top is 1,000. So there's 3 stages of the seeds, and I do believe, which you can correct me on if I'm wrong, because I might be wrong, it's always possible. But I believe the 3 stages are, the lowest one gives you 250, the middle one is 500, and then the top one is 1,000 for standing. So again, you can go and farm these, and then if one day you're just like, I just want this over with, or if there's something you really need, and you just need that little extra boost in the standing, and you don't want to have to farm and farm and farm for it, you can just go to the relay, turn these in, get the standing you need, and then buy what it is you want. What do we got here? Forma, Okina, Paris, Fang, Psylocke, Lavos. All good stuff, but not what I'm looking for, other than maybe the Forma blueprint. I think I've actually got 3 Okina Prime limbs right now, and of course the 1 Paris Prime upper limb. The Fang and Psylocke are good weapons, but again, I'm not worried about those right now. So the only thing I want on this is the Forma blueprint. Anyways, so that should have opened up. Arvel and War. War is the next assassination, and this is Lieutenant Lek Krill, which is kind of fun. Oh, defeat the sergeant at Iliad on Phobos. Ooh, so we have to go to Phobos to open the Sirius Junction still. Okay. So I kind of want to do that.
The sentients are not laughing at my jokes.
Arvel is the actual spy mission. Okay.
Adapt to
Let's do that.
Humor?
I think I'll kind of just do everything around War, but we're going to do every map node on Mars. And then we're going to go to Phobos and probably do the same on Phobos. And then open up the Void so that the next time I am off stream, I can go
break into enemy data vaults and
Hepit
steal any
and
intelligence
farm
files you find.
Void relics from Hepit so that I can finish getting Sevagoth Prime. The other nice thing about opening the Void will be I will have access to Argon crystals, which I've gotten Argon crystals before, but they are the only resource in the game that has a time limit. You can only keep Argon crystals in your inventory for 48 hours. After that, if you haven't used them, they go away and you have to farm them again.
Be on the lookout for increased security measures.
So, like a few streams ago, I managed to, in fact, it was the one we were farming ducats for Barokatir, I think. I ended up in the Void somehow. I think that was my weekly treasure mission. Might have been. My memory isn't always the greatest, so I could be completely off the mark. But I do remember doing some missions, and I believe I was running them with my son, which is why I say that we were ducat farming, because that's the only time he and I have run missions so far with this account is when I was ducat farming for Barrow last Saturday. But I ended up getting some Argon crystals then, but I had nothing to build with Argon crystals at the time, so they're gone now. I no longer have Argon crystals. There we go. Get some more lore unlocked here. We'll get some more Samaris standing, which I'm still farming, so that we can get the infinite scanner widget. I'm getting close though. I think I'm at 30-something thousand, and I only need 50. And I can earn 18,000 standing a day right now with all factions.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Okay. This big area, again, has a lot of little nooks and crannies that you can look for loot crates and whatnot. No, I'm not going to worry about that right now. Because once again, I'm in kind of a hurry. Because I've got a limited amount of time to do what I want to do before I have to stop today. My girlfriend's already off of work. Which means she's going to want to have some fun time. And by fun time, I mean she wants to sit, watch videos, play games. All of which she does without wearing headphones, because headphones give her a headache. Which means background noise and risk of copyright. So when she decides she wants to do that, I need to stop streaming so that I don't get in trouble. And she can enjoy some free time. She's really patient with me too, doing all of this. And she's very understanding of the fact that I have to do this. This is, like, if I don't do it, I'll never make it into the career I want it to be. So it's got to be done. She's very patient with me, so in return, I try really hard to be considerate of the fact that she works outside the home and has... And she's not really overly thrilled with her job anymore. But at the moment, she's kind of stuck in it. And so she goes to work every day, and work is miserable, and then she comes home and just wants to relax. But I'm streaming, so she has to wait until she can fully relax until I'm done. And yeah, it's an unfortunate dynamic, and so I try really hard not to stream too long after the point when she gets home. Thankfully, right now she's off with Grandpa at the truck doing the TV thing, so I've got a little bit of a time reprieve. For anybody curious and misinterpreted what I said, no, she does not force me to get off. It's a matter of mutual respect. I tried to word that properly, but just in case somebody heard it wrong. No, it's a matter of mutual respect. She respects the fact that I have to do this, and I respect the fact that she really wants to come home and unwind and relax just like everybody else does. So I try not to stream for too long after she gets home, so that she can have some time to unwind and relax, because I want her to be able to unwind and relax. But she never once forces me off of this. Even the couple of times I've had to stop the stream abruptly to go and do other stuff, like, that was entirely my choice. I didn't have to stop. With one exception. And that was the day not too long ago that my cat broke herself. That one was kind of a forced stop, because I have to take care of my kitty.
Data extracted. They won't even know it's gone.
She's doing a lot better, by the way. Alright. There's Vault A. And again, I'm bored. Running the same missions I've been running this whole time. I don't really have much else to talk about the missions themselves, so I'll talk a little bit about missions. And hopefully, people find that interesting. But if you don't, if you can't stand it, then by all means.
The target console is nearby.
Speak up, let me know, tell me to shut the hell up and get back to the game.
The enemy will start destroying data.
I'm fine with it. Nope, get... Again? Again, I'm having this problem. Get in the hole! Man, I'm having some serious performance issues today.
Extraction with no alarms.
Just cannot seem to get in that hole no matter how hard I try. Or it takes way too much effort to get to find the hole. It's not my day. Really glad I'm talking about video games. And again, doing these just because by doing them you get just a little bit extra affinity for doing so. Same with smashing arc traps and whatnot. Everything in this game that has a health bar, if you kill it, or any interactable, like a hacking terminal, if you hack it, it'll give you some affinity points. And every little bit helps. My dog keeps finding extra stuff. At this point, I don't think I want it, unless it's credits. I've got max health. Or max energy, sorry. Salvage.
Stay focused.
I was in need of more salvage, so it's nice to see some of those. Pop up here. Show everybody this cool little loot room. Because you got this one with some lockers, and it looks like it's ending, but there's a hole right there. And if you crouch, you can go through, and there's more loot containers in here.
We're nearing the console. Trigger the alarms now, and they will start destroying the data.
This one. I've talked about this one before, but this one's a little bit tricky, but not too bad. As long as you remember, don't just go straight back to the vault. There's 3 different security drones in this vault. And laser grids over the vault itself. Hell, you can see one right there. There's 2 of them. And this panel's going to turn off one. And now we're going to go up the back stairs and turn off the second one. Also, there is a porthole here, which leads up to the back of the vault. But again, there's 2 security drones up there, so don't do that. You get more affinity for getting the vault unlocked without triggering the alarms. So don't do that. Take this route instead. And then come over here, and this is the second terminal to shut off the little laser security thing that's hovering right over the terminal. Now we'll come back out to the front. Oh, and he's in a good spot for me to just jump right up here. Now we're going to go through there. We avoid all the security drones. And all the doors.
Data extracted.
And there we go. Now I can go back out and kill all the drones.
We have everything we came for. Get to extraction.
I think the dog already did. I think he killed, yep, he killed the Jade one out front. Oh, there's another Jade one here. Ooh, will you do the thing? Oh, come on, you're a Jade. Damn it. I want him to deploy his laser on my head and have it last for the full duration so that I can get some seriously maxed out iron skin. I want to show you guys what I was talking about the other day, because I finally got a chance to do it while I was off stream, and I got like almost 500,000 iron skin, even with the build I have on my Rhino right now on this account. 500,000 iron skin from a Jade laser. Which, for anybody who thinks, yeah, that sounds like really, really high, it is. For missions this level, 500,000 iron skin, you're invincible. Period. End of discussion. As long as you don't go through, like, a nullifier field that turns off your abilities, You're invincible, period. 500,000 iron skin, that's not going away before you end the mission. Unless you're running like an hour-long survival. And my maximum I've ever gotten on my main account was 10 million. Alright, now we'll just head to the exit. Since we already got the Curia, we don't have to skin it again. We only have to skin it once.
Executed.
So we'll just head on out. Yay! Mark 1 Bratton is max rank. Lift Q2, Burst and Daiku Trumna Epitaph Nautilus classes. Having Nautilus Prime would be really nice. That's another Sentinel Nautilus. But that's only one piece of Nautilus, and I have no idea where the others are. Apologies, had to clear my throat. Alright. Should we go to Spear, Defense, or Hellas Exterminate? Let's start with Hellas and see what Olympus unlocks, and then we'll go to Spear, because we're looking for the Disruption mission. So yeah, we'll start with the Exterminate, because it's an Exterminate. Pretty cut and dry, self-explanatory. No new systems here. We're looking for the Disruption mission.
There is a large platoon of Grenier Marines stationed here.
And once we get there, that will be a new mission that we have not covered in the tutorial yet. So I will be talking extensively about how disruption missions work and how to make them relatively easy and how to take advantage of them too. Plus, disruption missions have really good drop rewards. In fact, the Mars disruption mission is another spot where potentially I could do some really good Lith relic farming to try and get Sevagoth Prime. Inaros unlocked. Again, for a game mode that no one plays and we never will play. It's a strictly PvP thing and literally nobody plays it. It does not even have a 1% player usage from my own personal experience, because I tried once to get into Frame Fighter and find a match. All I wanted to do was look at which characters, which Warframes I'd already unlocked for Frame Fighter. And apparently you can't do that unless you queue for a match. So I figured, fine, I'll queue for a match, and then I'll just kind of throw the match, because I don't really care about doing this, I don't care about winning or losing. I just want to see which ones I've unlocked, and which ones I still need to finish. I couldn't even queue for a match. I waited a good half hour to an hour for someone to matchmake with, so that I could look at my queue, or look at my Warframes for Frame Fighter. And in that time, I did not get a single person to connect with matchmaking. Nobody plays Frame Fighter. So even scanning those little things and unlocking the frames for the game mode is a waste of time, because you'll never be able to get in and actually play it. Alright, this is always a good loot spot. Where are you? Found you. Did I hack a terminal somewhere? Or am I just really lucky that all three of those were unlocked? I wish they would give me something for my Warframe that guaranteed unlock. Hello, Iatan Sculpture. Yeah, I wish they would give me a mod or something for my Warframe that would guarantee I unlock lockers. They do have one, but it's not a guarantee. And it's not even all that high. There's a mod called Master Thief that you can get that I believe it's an Exilus mod, so you can add it as like an extra thing to the rest of your build. But Master Thief, when you go to unlock lockers, like these red ones, you've got a 30% chance of turning that green when you approach it. And if it fails to open it, then that turns black, and you're done. You don't get whatever might be in there. So that's the mod on your Warframe. And there is also, well, there's also the Parazon mod that I have. But the Parazon mod is limited to only 5
Stay
lockers.
Focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
The only near guarantee to get every locker unlocked is a mod on your companion that we have called Scavenge. Hey, a Hyeka Master! You potentially drop that incubator segment! As I talk about it, so shall it be given to me. We go back to our ship and build that, and then we can make kitty cats, as well as doggies for companions. I'm super excited for that. I cannot believe how quickly that dropped. I'm glad, really glad that it dropped that fast. Okay. We're pretty much done here. Everybody that needs to die is dead. I'm still... Oh, I've got 1,300 salvage. Yeah, I'm collecting a little bit more salvage because I have something in my foundry, I can't remember what, that needs to be built, and it wants 6,000 salvage. I don't know how much I have. Hey, there you are. Let's scan that again. 2 more scans to finish Mars. Come on, green white sword. I'm not wasting bullets on loot crates. Oh, crap. Yeah, puppy, I forgot. I gotta jump a little bit higher to get up here. And there's no loot up here today. I do see that, however. I was already over here, wasn't I? Yeah, this is where I found the fragment, yeah. I just forgot about that little cubby hole. Okay. That spot's done. And we got crates over here. I'm not super worried about these plants yet, although we will scan a whole bunch of them later. But first we need to unlock Titania's quest. And do Titania's quest, and then that's when those become super important. We need them to craft apothix.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Oh no. Say it isn't so. It's not a heavy unit. There's some good salvage. Only 80. Must be because of the planet I'm on. I don't know. I remember unlocking or smashing a few of those and getting a few hundred from them. But 83? That just seems kind of low. Hi. No, you're not running to trigger the alarm. Hey! Oh, puppy. Oh, he's more murder happy than I am. Silly dog. Killing everyone before Dad can have a chance to have some fun. I just want to show the thing I keep talking about with the Rhino and the Jade synergy, because it's really cool. And once you see it, you'll see Rhino in a whole new light. And maybe have a desire to play him again.
Another job well executed.
But, nice haul. Oh, and I can't see what I need to build it. I'm pretty sure I need Kavat genetic codes. And that's going to be the hardest thing to get, because that requires us going to Deimos. And then once we're on Deimos, we need to scan Kavats, and oh my god, do they not sit still. Okay. Well, since it won't show me there what the crafting requirements are, let's go here. Sure, it's going to be under miscellaneous. Yep. Alloy plate. 60,000 alloy plates, so we're going to need more of that. That's not super hard. We can farm it in multiple places. But we need 1 argon crystal, which is the void. And again, 10 Kavat genetic codes, which is the derelict. Or Deimos. I'm still going to call it the derelict, because it's got all of the derelict missions. It's just, they took the derelict and turned it into a moon and called it Deimos, and then added a few extra fun things to it. So, but for me, the open world area, that's Deimos. The Cambion Drift, the infested open world, when you're talking about Deimos, that is Deimos. The actual, like, missions, the star map missions, those to me are still the derelict. Alright, so, there it is. Yes, that's what I wanted. Okay. Now we can do disruption, and I can talk about disruption.
Always a pleasure.
And we can finish 12 conduits of disruption and continue ranking up our Nightwave and get 2 extra weapon slots, which for me right now is the most important thing in this list. Although, I will say, having 3 copies of Arcane Fury is kind of a nice thing to have. Also, Athadai. Athadai's a pistol that was, once upon a time, a Twitch drop for watching TennoCon, but now it is one of the weapons that's brought by Barrow Katir when he shows up. And you can just buy it for ducats. But most importantly, right now I want these 2 extra weapon slots. And then later on down the tree, we have an extra Warframe slot. And those are the things I am most concerned about in all of the stuff that's here. There's some really good stuff in here, and I absolutely want to try and get to the rank 30, if possible. Especially for the Ephemera and the Umbra Forma. But the most important things to me right now for this brand new account is the Warframe and weapon slots offered in here. So yeah, and all we need to do is this, and we'll get the weapon slots. So, we're doing Olympus next, and we're going to stay in here for 12 conduits. And I'll talk all about disruption as we go along. But first, we're going to get to meet a new NPC that we haven't actually been introduced yet to, and she's going to tell us a bit about disruption, and then I will elaborate.
Operator, incoming transmission. It's from Fortuna.
Allied V's selling the latest in asset security. Conduits. Put the key in and you can pull the shinies out. Trick is, you've got to wait to open. Something happens to the conduit before you can pull the goods. You don't get the goods. Ever. Also, the bleeders Allied sold the tech to will try to kill ya. Give that console the old bypass so we can get this thing started.
Alright. So she was using her own colorful little language there. Apologies, I just coughed into the microphone. Didn't mean to do that. Completely spaced it to cover it real quick because I was in the middle of talking. Anyways, conduits. So basically, disruption is endless mobile defense. It's the best way I can describe it. The waves, the reward rounds are determined by these conduits. Every round has 4 conduits, and the reward you get is determined by how many conduits you open, not just per round, but per wave, whatever you want to say. I don't know. Okay, there's 4 conduits to a round. If you only have to unlock 1 to actually meet the requirements to finish the mission itself. You only need to do 1 of the 4. But if you succeed in defending all 4 conduits, then your chances of getting better rewards is increased. And of course, after every 4 conduits, you get a rotation reward, and the rotation rewards are better based on the number of conduits in each rotation that you are able to unlock. And you can kind of manipulate this in your own manner in order to get a specific reward, like specifically Void Relics. Disruption missions are probably some of the best places to get Void Relics, and you can use the conduit success and failure system to kind of manipulate the reward tables so that you always get what you want. In higher levels, you can actually get it to be specifically like Axie Relics or specifically Neo Relics. In this one, you can manipulate it to get just Lith Relics. Now, the way this works is the conduits, you can see them on the minimap. This is a conduit. There are 4 of them. Each one has a different color and a different little symbol identifying them. And our goal now is to kill enemies. Specifically, we want a heavy enemy. And when we kill them, they will drop a conduit key. The conduit key that drops is random. Here's one. It will not always be the conduit you're standing next to. It could be any of the 4 that drop them. So it's really up to you as to which one you want to do first. But we picked up the white triangle, so we'll go ahead and do that after I get rid of him. And then once we put this into there, it's going to trigger either a buff or a debuff. And the way this works is if you succeed at doing it and it's a buff, then you'll keep the buff permanently for the rest of the mission. It will stay with you. If you fail, that buff goes away. And the other way around is if it has a debuff on it, if you succeed, it will go away. And if you fail, then that debuff is now permanent for the remainder of the mission. So basically, if you don't want any debuffs and you want all the good buffs that will basically make the mission easier as time goes by, don't fail a conduit. Also, once you trigger the conduit, the game is going to summon a very specific type of enemy. It's a new enemy. He is called a Demolist. Now, the Demolist is basically a suicide drone that they're going to come and they've got a big bomb strapped to them, and they're going to blow up in front of the conduit and destroy it. And if they succeed, then you fail the defense of that conduit. And that is the only way the conduit takes any damage, too. Ooh, we actually just had the yellow key drop, which is the one way over here, which was our very first conduit. So I want to do that one first. So yeah, when the Demolist spawns, your job is to find him and go kill him before he has a chance to get to your active conduit and destroy it with the bomb. The other fun thing about the Demolist is if you get too close to them, they have a periodic AoE pulse that goes off, and if you're too close to it, it will turn off all of your Warframe powers. So that is something you really need to keep in mind. This mission is spawning ghouls. I like this, because you kill ghouls and they have a chance to drop hunter mods. The hunter mods are very much sought after. The other fun, unique thing I like about this mission is if you complete If you complete a conduit, to basically satisfy the requirements to finish the mission, let the other 3 get destroyed, get your mission complete, or you can do all 4 of them. It's okay if you want to just basically you do 1 round, 1 rotation. I hear him. We slotted in our key. See the red dot? That's our Demolist. And he makes that fun little noise. And he's a big boy. He does a lot of damage. He can take a lot of punishment. He's got a lot of health, a lot of armor. There we go. We killed him and we got our first tower. Now we gotta do 11 more. But as you can see, I was really close to him, hacking away at him. And his pulse went off and my iron skin went bye-bye. What you got for me, pup? Nothing. Okay, we're gonna activate that again.
Incoming. Don't let them near the conduit.
Girlfriend is home.
Get clammed.
Oh, this one's a different Demolist. Now this guy might actually stand here and fight us a little bit. No? No, he's just gonna run. Oh my god! No. No, no, no. Oh. Oh, I just barely finished that. He was right at the cusp of exploding when I killed him. That was way too close. But, again, his pulse went off and it turned off my iron skin, and that's why I got knocked on my ass. Oh, hey, cool. Yep. Nice. So when you kill ghouls, they drop these little things called holocrons. And every holocron unlocks basically another scan fragment, just like the Cephalon fragments. And they unlock lore for you about the ghouls. That's one of the things that you can farm in the ghoul purge that's happening on Earth right now. The holocron tree to get all of their lore. And the best part is once you complete all of the entries with the holocrons, then they stop dropping and they're no longer in the reward table, and it gives you a higher chance of getting all the other rewards. Alright. Nah, he just dropped the same key I'm already holding. So let's go ahead and pop this in. Demolist is going to be in this direction again. Oh, he's coming from over here. It's a ghoul this time. There we go. Oh, he didn't have a chance to actually turn off my iron skin that time. I am about to lose it though. Everybody else is doing enough damage to me. No, we're gonna leave now and go this way. Oh, I just passed the key. Alright, we have 1 left, and then to get the 12, we have 2 options. We can either just continue to the next round and get the next set, or if the enemy level is getting a little too high, we can leave and reset and come back and do the same 4 over again. And it'll still count, because it's a cumulative of 12 conduits. So if we wanted, we could just do 1 conduit, and then abort mission, and then come back and do that like 12 times. But that's kind of boring. So we'll grab this one. I saw you. Oh, they're coming from this direction again. Okay. Thankfully, she's kind of slow. Nice. There we go. And now we got our first rotation reward. Lift A8 dwelling. Not the one I'm looking for, but This is a good place to get relics.
Right. They're back. And they're well pissed off.
Alright, I think we're just going to stay in here. I'm doing okay with damage right now. We'll just go ahead and do the next 4 and see how we do. Use roar. Yeah, we're doing some decent damage against these guys. Still not having much of a problem killing any of them. Oh, there we go. Nice. Throw this one away.
For more of those boxes. Interference routines.
I think,
Demo
yeah.
units too.
Just told me that the next demo list is coming from this direction. So yeah, we can just completely run away, because no other enemies will damage the conduit. The only one that does damage to the conduit is the demo list. So we can just ignore all the other enemies. The only reason to kill them is so that they can drop more keys. And she's gonna give me one. Let's take that and go slot it in. Or maybe not. Where's the next conduit? What is it? Here it is. It's the white. Okay. We're gonna drop this then. And see if we can't get the white key. Just need another heavy unit. I kind of want to stick around the terminal so I don't have to run very far. There it is. Yep, that's the key I wanted. Now.
Hear that beeping?
No.
Demo unit's on its way.
No, I don't hear the beeping. Okay, it's coming from this way. And up there. There we go. And we're already halfway finished. Mercy kill. And he dropped. Oh, okay. No, I don't want that one yet. Let's go ahead and grab this one, because it's the next one in the line. What we can do is drop that there, and then go grab this blue key. And then just go set it by that conduit. That way, we don't gotta look for keys anymore. Now let's just pick this one up, slot it in, and get this party started. Oh, Demolist is coming from this way, okay. Damn it. He knocked me on my ass. I'm gonna get knocked down again because he keeps turning off my iron skin. There we go. That one was that one was a little bit better than the last time he popped up. Not nearly as much of a close call. Right, before I start that one, I'd like to get some more energy back. Come on, puppy. Give me some energy. I I don't need a key. I thought I didn't need a key. It disappeared. Alright.
Demo unit coming in fast. That
Oh,
thing
now he's
goes and
coming
you
from
can
back
kiss
here
the
too.
conduit goodbye.
Alright. Here's hoping. I turned it off almost immediately. And again. Damn it. Oh my god.
Why is old Allard
Now
calling
5.
you lot betrayers anyway? No matter. Care for another kick at the conduit?
I mean, no, but I still need 4 more. I don't want to do 4 more. It's actually starting to get a little tough.
Returns. Dig in.
Pretty sure we just had... Was it you talking all that smack? I thought maybe it was an exodus. We already found our first exodus. Sword's leveling up rather nice. Oh, we've got a key somewhere. Pick it up. Pick it up. I don't know. Did I destroy this before, or was that a different rampart? I don't remember. Alright, that's enough of that. Hey, another one!
More of the old ultraviolet.
Oh, and he's coming from this
Keep her
direction.
back to the objective, old mate. Lock it down till she pops.
Wow, he's really far away this time. That's good, though. That gives me more time to kill him. That's it. You just walk away from me while I hack and slash at your back. There we go. 9 conduits down. Just 3 more. I love that there's so many ghouls in here. Alright. Let's go find where this key goes. Oh, that's too far away. Nope. Not worried about that one. Next one to us is the blue diamond. So we'll do that one next. You can do them in any order you want. I just prefer to start with the ones that are in the room with me. But if you're okay grabbing just the first key that drops and running it to the conduit, wherever that conduit might be, in order to save time or something. You dick. Stop it. Stop knocking me on my ass. Ah, he was stuck. Yeah, doing that right now is probably a waste, but it gave me the time I needed to kill him. Alright, we got a triangle and a square. It looks like square might be the next one down the list. Yeah. It really doesn't matter what order that you do them in. I just prefer to do them starting with the one closest to me where I'm at, and kind of do them in a line from closest to furthest away, because that's what makes sense to me. And no, the next one to me was the square, but, or not the square, but the triangle. Oh, I've got the square, so we'll do the square. And that'll give time for another triangle to drop here. Now, who's this one? Is this the ghoul, or... Ah, it's the heavy gunner. That's much better. Damn it. I wish you wouldn't turn off my roar. You can see how hard this is getting. Oh, hey, another Tomcat blueprint. Now, only the other parts for the Tomcat would be nice enough to drop. They come from ghouls. That was a weapon that was actually introduced very recently to the game. It's fairly new in a special event. But once the event was over, they added it to the ghouls as farmable loot. There's actually two weapons. The Tomcat are a tonfa weapon, so like a bladed arm sticks or whatever you want to call them. But yeah, like they're tonfa. Like, if you like weapons, you know what tonfa are. If you're playing Warframe and you don't like weapons, okay. Oh, hey, Oliver. Sorry, man. I've been without viewers for so long, I didn't notice that you were typing in chat. You really don't want to look at your chat, do you? Oh, no, it's just, again, I get, like, the stream started and I went for, like, the first hour with nobody in chat, so I just kind of focused on what I was doing, what I was saying. Look at the mess I did. Yeah, that's a lot of emojis. I didn't know there were that many available. Alright, time to stop with the hacky slash. Oh, I already got one. Yeah, like I said, like I said before, I have a tendency to just kind of get lost in what I'm doing, especially when I start the stream and there's no one there to talk to. And so I just kind of go ahead and do what I'm doing, and I get distracted by it and forget to look at chat. Especially when I'm in the middle of a high-intensity mission like this one. It's real easy for me to just never look at chat. Come on, you idiot, die already. You're not getting my conduit. Hit those high notes. There we go. That was a Miso relic. Mean it. Ooh.
Getting a little hot. Gloves are
coming
off.
Well, we got what we needed, which was the full 12. Time to leave. Now you have me. I appreciate that. I really do. I enjoy talking with people. It's why I stream.
Wakey, wakey. Here we go.
I love conversation, but I'm not a people person. Figure that one out.
Time to hit the pub.
I love the concept of streaming on like Twitch and whatnot, because it gives me the opportunity to talk to people, but in a setting where I have total control of the conversation. So if somebody comes in and just literally starts showing their ass and being all rude and stuff just because they want to be rude, then I can just click a button and they disappear. And I love having that kind of control. Yo, really need to look at your chat more. Just sent some dots, maybe you'll see. Yeah, I'm sorry. Control freak? Not really. Only over certain things. Like, I have real-world friends that I talk to periodically. It's just my friend circle is incredibly small. And I like it that way. But I don't really have any control over them. My girlfriend and my family, I don't really have any control over them. I make suggestions, and I will do my best to try and persuade them to something if I feel it's important. But ultimately, they have full control over their own decision making and whatnot. Small but good. Exactly. I like having just a couple few personal friends who know me really, really well, rather than this broad friend group of hundreds of people or dozens or whatever number you want to use who don't really know me for who I am. They're just kind of on the bandwagon. Like, even with my Twitch, like, I want to get my Twitch channel big enough that I can make enough money to provide for myself, but I don't want to be the biggest streamer. I don't want that kind of attention.
The roof of your mouth the following morning.
Even on YouTube, I don't want to be the biggest YouTuber there is either. I want just enough that will be there for me, that they, that I can enjoy talking with them, and when I finally get monetized, I can make enough money with my content to provide for myself and my family, and then maybe have a little bit of spending cash left over. But that's all I want. I don't want to be the biggest or the most popular. God, I don't need that drama. I just don't. It's a headache. Anyways, we just completed. Yes! Oh, that makes me happy.
Don't stop believing, dreamers.
Magistar and Karnin in the rotation. Oh, could be fun. I'll admit, I only have 3 Incarnins, and I bought them all with Platinum from Cavallero. Other than the Incarnin weapons, the base Incarnin weapons, like the Latum, the Fenmore, the Felarks, those I all farmed. But as far as like the Incarnin adapters you can put on basic weapons, I only have 3. I've got the Sybaris, the Okina, and the Sicarus. And that's it. Boltor Incarnin too? That's cool. Yeah, I know that one's incredibly strong. And, if I remember right, with the Incarnin Boltor Prime, if you set up the Incarnin bonuses just right and then add primary Crux, it gives it infinite ammo. Effectively infinite ammo. Like, once you build up Crux all the way, you have infinite ammo on the Boltor. Which is just mind-blowing, because that gun is strong. Doing good. Doing very good there. Sadly, the new Nightwave I recovered is another one that's
that time
locked,
again, dreamers.
because it requires Steel Path. It's very sad. Anyways, the next thing I need to do, maybe... I only have one Forma. I don't want to use it. Or if I do use it, I want to use it to build up my dojo. Because none of my frames right now really need a Forma put in them. Their builds are good enough that they don't need it. I've still got, like, I think I've used all of Rhino's points, but again, his build is good enough. I don't need a Potato or a Forma on base Rhino. I want to wait until I get Rhino Prime. Come on your main for like 30 minutes and farm them with me? I mean, I could. I'd probably have to change the stream, though. So I'd have to stop the stream and restart it and pop back up with like a different title and whatnot. Because again, this VOD, when I'm done with it, it goes over to YouTube as part of an actual like full-on series that I'm doing on YouTube as well. So, and that, if I was to jump over there and just kind of hang out and farm missions, that would not go up on YouTube. Or if it did, it would be a completely different video. So I'd have to stop the stream. I mean, I could just stop the stream and just not stream anymore and go over to, we could talk on Discord and just farm missions. But I've only been streaming for 3 hours. I overthink things way too much. All the time. And that would mean my progression for today would be done. Sure, why not? I'm down. Yeah. It does sound like fun. Especially considering I haven't really done anything in Steel Path Circuit. I haven't touched it. Because I didn't really see the point right now. Where I was originally at. It's like, yeah, I could do it, but I don't see the benefit in doing it. I'm not gaining anything I really need. But now I'm at the point where I'm like, fuck it, there's nothing I need. Let's go ahead and focus on what I want. I want everything. I'll be on for the next 9 hours, probably. Ooh, that's quite the time. I don't know how long I'm going to be on. That really depends on my family and their plans and whether or not I'm involved in them. A lot to consider. Defense. Yeah, if I continue this, that's going to be the next one we do is Spear. Really glad I finished that disruption. That was real good, because now we've got 2 extra weapon slots. And I don't have to worry about getting rid of so many weapons. I'm still going to have to, but... How many slots do I have? 9 available. 2, 4, 6 filled. So I've got 15. I'm planning on long relic survival for today. Ah, okay. Trying to think of who I would take for that. I have a lot of options. I don't know, honestly. Titania would be fun, Revenant would be fun, Wukong, Grendel, Baruch, Wisp. Got a lot of options. Korra. Korra would be good. Get extra loot. Lots of options. If you have the Ripkas, I'll go Necros, and you can go GC. Gore Chance. Right, Gore Chance. That's what that means. Took me a moment. Gore Chance. Oh, ground control. Oh, I think over here we call it crowd control. But yeah, CC, who's my best CC Warframe? Neja's decent. Wisp, honestly. Wisp is my best CC. Korra's great at it, but Korra and Necros with Bounty Ripkas is insane loot. Yeah. No lies detected there. Korra is good in ground control. True, her Strangle Dome is I like playing with her Strangle Dome, it's quite fun. I haven't done anything with Korra's Whip Claw though since the Exalted rework. So I don't know. No problems with life support? Yeah. And I do have a Smita I could bring along too, just for extra fuck you. Oh wait, that ability is no longer on Smita, is it? That's a mod now. I don't know if I have the mod. I don't. I'm pretty sure I don't have the mod. It's kind of nice, though, that that's now a mod you can put on any companion. But what did they do with Asmita? I don't remember. If you want, you can mod her right now, and I'll tell you the stuff I know. Maybe. Oh, goodness. Well, I definitely did not want this stream going as long as the last one was, because the last one was almost 10 hours. And with that in mind, maybe it wouldn't hurt to have today's stream be a little bit shorter. But I've only been alive for 3. You can give us a drop booster. Okay. Right, because of Pilfering Strangledome. It's good in the relay. The on for MR30. Oh, right, that, yeah. Honestly, I forget that exists until I actually visit the relay, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's that blessing thing that I can do. Honestly, for me, when they announced that that was going to be a thing you could do, I was just like, okay. And, because I'd been waiting for them to give us something at MR30 that was like of immense value that would actually drive players to want to get to MR30, and then that was what they gave us, and I was just like, okay, that's kind of cute, but it's still not something that's gonna drive people to actually want to get to MR30. Right now, the only thing that MR30 has that might be a drive to push for it is the ability to have full access to your mod capacity on weapons. And even that, they've reworked it now so that it's actually really well balanced, and that's not even a real concern anymore. So there isn't much of a push. There's nothing at the end of MR30 that makes people go, oh my god, I want that, and actually push to get to MR30. I mean, I am not joking when I tell you the reason I'm MR30 is out of spite. Because I made a video once talking about a specific mechanic in Warframe, and I got a bunch of people on my YouTube video, the comments on it, telling me that my opinion, my advice on the matter was inconsequential and nobody should listen to me because after all, I'm not even MR30 yet. So I was like, fine, assholes, bet, and I pushed to 30 just to spite them and go, there, now will you listen to me? That's it. That's the only reason I'm MR30. Otherwise, I'd still be down at probably like MR21. So, sorry, I went off on a tangent again. I mean, yeah, that buff is really, really cool. It's just, I just remember the way I felt when they first announced that that was going to be a thing, and I'm just like, oh, come on. Give me a good reason to want to get to my MR30. Because right now, once you hit MR16, that's really, well, MR17 now. That's really it. You've unlocked everything in the game, and there's no real reason or emphasis to push any further other than, yeah, I've got nothing better to do. Or you're farming all the fun new toys, and so obviously, because you're putting builds on the new toys, you just manage to get your mastery rank up again, so you're like, oh, okay, I guess I'll go do the test. There's no... Yeah. There's nothing there that makes people actually crave to be Mastery rank 30, other than being a tryhard. But, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think I could go ahead and call it a day for the walkthrough. And I might even call it a day for chatting or for streaming, just because, again, whole family is home. They want to kind of relax, get out of the heat, enjoy themselves, and they have a tough time doing that when I'm streaming, because some of them share the same space as I do for streaming. Like, I'm sitting in a big open room, and I've got 4 other computers in the same room with me at 3 other desks. Okay, so it's only 3 other computers. It's 4 computers in total. That's what I should have said. I worked my Necros for Duo, Cora, and Fun. And yeah, I hear what you say and listen to it. Well, thank you. That makes me feel good. Not to toot my own horn or anything. I'm not a prideful person by nature, but we all have our moments. And it does. It makes me feel good that people actually are getting some kind of benefit out of what I'm doing, because that's the whole point of doing it. So, anyways, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream, and then we can chat on Discord, and I'll log into my main account. We can run some missions together if that's what you want to do. Just know that I have no control over what my plans are for the rest of the day, so I may have to just stop abruptly and go do other things, because when my family's all home, inevitably they end up making plans that involve me, and I don't get a say in the matter other than to sit there and decide, no, I really don't want to be involved, and then they all get mad. I love my family. But I think this is kind of an every family thing, or at least it is here in America. But yeah, okay, it's enough talking about myself. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Thanks everybody for joining me on this free-to-play walkthrough. It was much shorter than I wanted it, but hey, maybe I could use a break. And so could you guys, because again, the last walkthrough was 10 hours almost. So this one was a nice break of being only about 3. So thanks for joining me. Please be sure to follow me here on Twitch and click the link and go subscribe to my channel on YouTube. And follow me on Discord if you want to chat with me when I'm not streaming. You'll find links to those below, all sources. If you're on Twitch, it's below my Twitch. If you're on YouTube, it's in the description. And I will see you all in the next broadcast. So, thanks for joining me, everybody. Ooh, and I will see you next time. Bye.